Okay, guys, constructing a perpendicular line at the point on the line. All right, now that might sound a bit confusing. You will see what I mean by that now. I'm going to actually write down the steps. So now, guys, we're doing the third one. So obviously, we must get confused with the first and second constructions. All right, I'm hoping that we will be able to still kind of keep them separate. But we will practice them all together so that you can keep practicing the previous ones. All right, so for step one, I'm just going to move this up a bit. All right, just let me know if you're not done writing there, but it just says the and then line. All right, the last word in the heading is line. Okay, step one, use a ruler to draw a straight line of any length. Remember, I said already in a test or exam, we will give you the line drawn already that you do that construction on top of. Okay, but in class, you are just going to draw your own straight line. And it doesn't matter how long it is, so of any length. Make a point anywhere on that line. And just so that I can refer to that point, so that I don't have to say every time the point on the line, I'm just going to say we're going to call it point P. All right, but in a text exam, they might not give it a name, they can use a different label. Okay, so we're going to make a point anywhere on that line and label it as P. All right, so point P. So when we're done copying that down, we can do that. Just take a ruler, just draw a line. Now you can draw the line in pen. All right, so that all the construction lines that we're going to do, we're going to do in pencil so that we can erase it easily. And guys, you just draw a line. All right. You don't have to try and measure a line perfectly, just any line. Now, usually when I do these, I kind of look at almost the middle, but you don't, it doesn't have to be the middle, all right? It can be anywhere. But then we're just going to make a point there, and we are going to pull this point P. Let me just grab my math set quickly. You can make that line a bit longer if you want. All right, it's up to you. Okay, step two. So we need to get our compasses out, please. We're going to use that for step two. Okay, you don't need to leave open a lot of space underneath point P, just like two lines. And then you can write step two. Okay, step two, open your compass to a reasonable width. Now, I'm going to explain what that means now, how to know whether it's a reasonable width. It has to do with how long your actual line is. Yeah? Okay, so we'll discuss that now. And place the point of the compass on P. Okay, place the point of the compass on P. Draw an arc crossing the line on either side of P. Without changing the width. Just give everyone a chance to copy that down. If you're done, you can set up your compass along, maybe sharpen your pencil if you feel like you need to. It's a bit blurry, hey? Is that better? Yeah, okay. Sorry about that, I didn't notice. Okay, guys. So you're going to take your compass, right? Now it says here to a reasonable width. Now if we're reading the rest of the step, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put the point of the compass on P, draw an arc on this side on the line, and then we need to flip it around, draw an arc on that side of the line. So guys, if my line is this length, I'm not going to open my compass to that width. Because if I draw an arc, is it going to cross the line? No. All right, so I would need to make my width less than that length that's left, if that makes sense. Okay, so just see if you can do that. Just so that your arc that you're going to draw actually does go through the line. If it goes past the line, then you need to make the width a bit less. Okay, you're going to put the point of the compass, and guys, now it depends on how big you actually drew this point. This is a point that will be given in a test, for example. Okay, so what we'll give you, if you have to do this construction, is a line, and this point will already be drawn then. Okay, so that's why this heading says constructing a perpendicular line at a point on the line. All right, so they're going to give you that point already. I'm sorry, we didn't actually even discuss what we're going to do here. My apologies. We need to construct a perpendicular line at this point. What does perpendicular mean again? A 90-degree angle. Okay, so we're going to try and construct a line that looks like this. On this ideal. All right. It needs to form a 90-degree angle with this line, but at that point. Okay, so at the point that they've given us. Sorry about that. I should have said that at the beginning. All right, so let's do that step. We're going to put the point of the compass. And guys, if your point is quite big, try and put it in the center of that point. Okay. You're going to take your compass. Remember, we only hold it on this part. You're going to draw your arc, crossing the line. Okay, then you're going to flip the compass around. You're going to draw an arc on the other side. And you mustn't change the width after drawing the first arc. You know if something went wrong, right? Or okay? Just shout if you need help, right? And don't shout, like put your hand up. You know what I mean? Okay, that's step 2, guys. That's the first thing that we need to do. Does anyone want to guess? What do you think we're going to do now? Yes. 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 Good. Okay. Ryan, right? Yes. So Ryan guessed correctly. We're going to put the point of the compass. We're going to write it down now. We're going to put the point of the compass on this arc, while the point of intersection of the line and the arc. We're going to draw an arc here above the point, right? And then you guys think we're going to do the same thing from the other side, right? Good. From the other point of intersection, we again going to draw an arc here at the top. Yes. The compass. You don't have to. I think you can. Let me just see here. Yeah, it depends. So if your width is too small and it's not actually going to make an arc over this, then you might have to make it a bit wider. Okay. All right, that down now. Then guys, your two arcs need to intersect. Can I start?
This was the first piece because often as long as
Yes. Okay. Okay, guys, so the two arcs are bound to intersect, right? And then what do we get to? Yes. Yes, draw a line from the point of intersection. Yes. 2 or 3.2. Okay, do that with you guys. Let's write the steps down. So you take your compass. Now guys, you see if I keep mine the same width, it's actually not going to work. Do you see? Okay, I have to make mine a bit wider. Then I will be able to draw an arc above that point. But now when you go from the one arc to the other arc, you mustn't change the width. Okay. So it's every time you're doing the same construction on both sides, you must keep the width the same. All right. So then I'm going to put it on that point of intersection there. Draw an arc. Then from that point of intersection, through point P, that is going to be our 90 up perpendicular line. Guys, please take your protractor and check whether you have a 90-degree angle there. So take your protractor. You line up the cross here at the bottom of the protractor with your point P at the line, please. And then you check the line that you just drew in. Does it fall a 90-degree angle there? Okay, if it's slightly off, you need to just check your line that you drew. As if it does make a 90-degree angle, right? If you check this, I want you please to, with your pencil, it's listen please, to just draw a little block there. That is the symbol for a 90-degree angle. Okay, you probably know that from primary school. What's up, you guys? Do we need help? Okay, let's quickly write down steps 3 and 4. We just add an S there and an S. So just make sure that you're writing place the point of the compass on the points of intersection of the arc and the line. And draw 2 arcs above point P. Okay, so from the one point of intersection above and then the other point of intersection above and well, so you're drawing those 2 arcs. Sorry, point P, yes, thank you. And point P. Just adding a little note, these arcs must, and I'm going to use the proper terminology now. If two arcs cross, we say that they intersect. Good. These arcs must intersect. Okay, so that was the third step. And then the last step, draw a line through the point of intersection of the two arcs. So through that point and point P. Okay, so joining those two together. Leave that up for a little while longer. Make sure that you are all copying that down properly, please. Any questions on that one? So guys, these constructions, I think you have noticed now that they're kind of following almost like the same pattern, all right? We need to draw arcs that intersect and then draw lines through. But it's the starting point of the construction that is important. Okay, let's quickly go through the three that we've done. Oh, you're not done yet, sorry. My apologies. You fine? Done? Okay, guys, let's quickly go through the three that we've done so far before we add another one into the mix. So the first one, right, was bisecting a line. So they're giving you a line and you need to draw a line that cuts it in half. Remember, when you do that, it's also actually a perpendicular line. Okay? So this is what we do when they say perpendicular bisector. Now guys, how do we start this construction? We put the point of the compass on the one end of the line, draw an arc above and below. Right? Then we do the same thing from the other side. Put the point on the end of that line, draw an arc above and below. Then we join the points of intersection of those arcs. Okay, and that gives us the line. All right, but you need to remember, you must start on A at the top and the bottom, and then B, top, bottom, and then you join. Okay, that's not too bad, right? The next one, which is the one we did yesterday, the bisecting an angle one. Yeah, remember we're going to give you the angle that you must bisect. You place your compass on the point that the angle is at. All right, the previous one was on the 2 points that are the ends of your line. Now you're putting it on the point where the angle is formed. You draw an arc at the top and arc at the bottom. Then you put your compass on those 2 points, right? Arc in the middle or inside the angle. From here, again, an arc inside the angle, and you draw a line through those. Okay, so it's kind of the same thing every time, right? And then for this one that we did now, the point, remember, is the thing that they are going to give you. So you put the point of the compass on the point, you draw an arc on either side. Then from that point, you draw an arc above. From the other point, you draw another arc above and you join it. Okay. The fourth one. Now I'm going to have to move it because, again, it doesn't fit on the screen. You'll see that it is very similar to the one that we just did, but the information that they're going to give you in the beginning is different. Okay, constructing a perpendicular line, just like we did just now. So again, we need to construct a line that makes a 90-degree angle, okay? Constructing a perpendicular line, but now it is from a point above the line. Okay? Just put that there, I'll move it up a little bit. And I move it to the side. We're all done with the heading. Again, guys, step one is actually what they're going to give you in a test like that. Okay, they're going to give you the line and they're going to give you the point that's already drawn above the line. For this one, we need to do our own thing. All right, so I want you to just draw a straight line. Again, the length of this line doesn't matter. You can just bring it. And then we're just going to draw a point anywhere above the line. Doesn't have to be in the middle of the line, all right? Just anyway. And I'm going to call that point P. All right, so I'm just going to write the P kind of on the side of that point. Because I'm sure you know we're going to have to draw a line through point P. Okay, that's why I'm not writing it directly above. So that that line doesn't pass through it. Now guys, for this construction, in the previous one, P was on the line, right? In this one, P is above the line. So we're going to have to draw a perpendicular line from point P through the line that we've drawn now. Okay, often they call this construction dropping a perpendicular as well. All right, that's another way of saying it. Does that make sense? From point P, you're going to drop a perpendicular line onto this line. Okay, sometimes they use that terminology, dropping a perpendicular. Okay. Now for this one, guys, we are actually going to do a bit of a construction underneath the line. So leave about as many spaces as you left above the line, you need to open underneath as well. So I'm going to do, let's do like 4 lines, 5 just to be safe, right? A nice bit of space there underneath the line. Okay. Open your compass. To a reasonable width again. Again, the width is now going to depend on how far away your point is from the line. Okay, so you're going to have to judge that. I'll show you now how to do that. And place the point of the compass on point P. Again, just like we did in the previous one, right? The point that's now above the line, we're going to put the compass on that, or the point of the compass on that point, on point P. Does anyone want to guess? What do you think we're going to do? Once the point of the compass is on point P, what do you guys think? Yes. Draw an arc long enough to cross through. All right, remember in the previous one, the point was on the line, we drew an arc on either side of that point. We're going to do a similar thing now. We're going to put the compass there. We're going to draw an arc crossing the line on this side, and then an arc crossing the line on that side. Okay, so it's very similar to what we did in the previous one. Let me just write that step down and then we'll do it. Going off, crossing the line on either side of it. Oh, let me just add without changing the width. Okay. Go back in. Okay, you can do that so long, guys. You can draw your art if you're ready. I just took my pencil out earlier, so I'm going to do that. Okay, so like I said, guys, the width now that you're going to open your compass to, it depends on how far that distance is. All right, because now when we draw our arc, it needs to cross this line. Okay, so you're going to have to judge that based on the actual diagram that they give you. Okay, so you're going to put the point on point P, and you're going to draw an arc there, crossing the line, right? And you can turn it around without changing the width. We're going to draw an arc on the other side, just like in the previous one. Okay, just now point P is not on the line, it's above the line. Yes, you can guess what we're going to do. Go ahead.
I'll come this on the right. Draw one other right.
So now it's just a little bit different, right? So P is already at the top. So we're gonna do exactly what you suggested. We're going to put this point over here, but then we're gonna draw an arc below the line. Okay, like that. Good, but you are on the right track. Okay, we'll write that down just now, guys. We can do that so long. What is important now for this one is we cannot change the width of the compass from our first constructions, our first arcs, to these ones now, we need to keep the width the same. All right, so for this construction, the width has to stay the same all the way through. Okay, that's important. We'll write that down as well. Now I'm going to do the same thing from the other side. So again, I'm going to put the point on the point of intersection of that arc and the line. I'm going to draw an arc below point P there and below our original line and make sure that they intersect. And now we're going to draw a line through point P and this point of intersection, right? Okay, do that, please. Now that looks a bit off. Let me check mine. Remember, guys, you can and you should check your construction after you've finished it. So now it is actually 90. All right, so mine is perpendicular there. So again, you put your cross now on the original line and where your perpendicular line that you just drew, where they meet. If it is 90 degrees, then you can put your block there to show that it is 90. Okay, so guys, for the first one, point on, point B, and draw an arc on either side, and then we did arcs above the line, all right, and we drew it down. For this one, because the point is already above the line, we're just going to do those arcs below the line. Okay, does that make sense? But we start out in the same way. We put the compass here, the point of the compass on either side of the point. Then from those points we go off below and then we just draw the line through. Yes. After the time. Because the emails are actually supposed to come to the start. Alright guys, let's just quickly write down the steps. Okay, we're actually done the instructions, but write down the steps. Okay, so this was saying draw an arc crossing the line on either side of P. So then number 3. There's no one else in this class. It's in the team. There's a constant chapter coming from that side of the class that I'm not on that please. The carries on that, I'm going to have to put you all in alphabetical order. Come on, it's day 2. Okay, so without changing the width of the compass, place the point on the points of intersection of the arcs and the line, so on both of those. And then you're going to draw 2 arcs below point P. And then again, we're just going to draw a line through point P, the line, and the point of intersection of the arcs. And draw a line. Why do I keep changing B to P to B? Thank you. Draw a line through point P. Yes, sorry about that. The line and the point of intersection. Hold on, I'm good now. Of the 2 arcs. All right, guys, are there any questions on these 2? Alright, so they are quite similar. What I'll do for tomorrow, when do I see you guys tomorrow? Before second break. Yeah, I'm gonna have time earlier. I'll try to make time. I'm gonna actually just prepare a little like a worksheet with drawn on stuff. All right, that you can practice these 4 constructions on, and then I'm gonna teach you the last one. All right. So we're actually not gonna do any homework, but I do want to stay a little again with you guys, just to get our brains going. So you can